Okay, so the first thing about freeze clipping, you need to know that it's a 1P2C skip, so you need to have both players activated. I use keyboard for P2 and controller for P1. The second important thing is that you need to have the Glacial spell, this one, bought into the game. You can buy it as soon as you finish the first lesson, the ADA band, so it's pretty quick. So there are three methods of doing this clip. The first method is like the most simple. Nobody uses that, but it was used when the method was like, where freeze clipping was found. So you hit the other player, and you only wait for it to shake. It takes, I think, 8 seconds or maybe 5. It shakes and it sometimes hit the door. If I place like here, it would maybe hit the transition. Uh, Another important thing I forgot to mention is having VSync off. You want to have VSync off so you don't have frames per second limited to 60. You want to have like the most frames per second you can get. And that's also the reason why we run on low settings. So you have better FPS, higher FPS. Okay, the first method, kinda useless. The second method is using the spell Lumos to break the animation of clipping out of the cube. So you start the same, you hit the other player, and then you will like switch the spell to Lumos. I'll show it with P1 first, like this, but a little quicker. And the important part is to switch to Lumos, switch back from Lumos, and again switch to Lumos. You can see it uh, in my input display how I'm doing it, but my input display for P2 only, when I spam the buttons too quick, only shows one of them. Only shows the like, it's backed, not board. So just so you know, I'm only switching from Lumos and to Lumos. So I start with a hit, and I keep hitting the buttons, and it it's like shaking because I'm hitting the buttons, and when I stop hitting buttons now, it will stop shaking. So this is the second method. This was most useful in one of the times, but nowadays we mostly use infinite method, which is a little complicated to set up, but it's handy. It's probably the best one. So you will start the same, hitting the P2, but now you need to hit him in a specific time, and that's when pulling out the wand for Lumos animation. There's like 1 second window for that, so if I hit him and hit switch to Lumos at the same time with P2 like this, this is what you wanted. Like this is the right timing. So I'll do it again. And now I switch back from Lumos and switch to Lumos, and I have the infinite. I don't need to press anything now. And Harry is shaking like forever until I switch from Lumos. And the good thing about this is that I can also adjust his angle. I can press my arrow keys to turn Harry around. And it's pretty useful because sometimes you don't have the great angle, like the correct angle from the start. So by doing this, like Harry's always moving sideways, so it's kind of a weird to turn him to the right if you want to move him to front or back, but you can get used to it. So if you want to stop this, you just press the spell change, and you've done. And the last thing important is don't do free skipping with Ron, because like now he has Lumos. No, Yeah, I'm in a wrong save file. So in this level, he should have Lumos, but it depends on the route. But then he has the Illuminator, and it doesn't work with the Illuminator. So just don't do freeze clipping with Ron, and you're fine. And now we can try to do this clip. I'll do the methods. I only do second and third. So you wanna like put him as close to the door as possible, and you go in. So that was the second method, and now the third method. You can like fix the angle, and you can also push with Hermione to get Harry in. So that would be for freeze clipping tutorial. Maybe a little note, like behind this door, there's a transition to the inside of the Hog's Head. So it's kind of easy to hit it, because once you hit it, it just gets loaded. But there are other freeze clips where you only need to get to the other side of the wall, or to get out of bounds, and you need to stop precisely when you are on the other side, because if you keep using the freeze clipping, you could get like back to the first place where we've been. So sometimes you don't want to do that, and you want to like stop the freeze clip as soon as possible when you are on the other side. And for that reason, or for these clips, I sometimes use this method, because it's easier to like let go of the keys once you are on the other side. And you will see a little green circle above Harry's head, like this green circle. Once you see him, see the circle over Harry's head, it means like he's out of bounds. So it's easier to let go of the keys, and like the human reaction time is faster than just pressing another button to stop the infinite method. So I recommend doing the Lumos switch method for those types of clips. So that's it for freeze clipping.